a fall happen, which makes it tough. It takes a lot of time to get to the point. You gotta understand here, in the smartest way possible. You know, it's like, you don't just get on the bike and balance on hard path. The goal should be to be able to static balance on concrete. I'll tell you right now, polished concrete, it's really hard to static balance.
There you go, that's all you.
Left, you're starting with your right foot on the peg. If you're, so other foot.
Yep, all you.
If your front tires turn to the left, start with your right foot on the peg. If your front tires turn to the right, start. Way better. Look at that. Edwin, let me see it. Here, like, in this situation.
My ground's falling off.
Yeah, your ground's falling off. So go this way. There you go. And then wiggle it back and forth. Try that. Whenever you're balancing, looking for little things that can help you just like that. I mean, essentially, remember how I put my front tire up against that pole and turned into the pole? That little bit of hill there is doing the exact same thing. Low RPM. You can hear nice and low, steady, rolling up, coming in just a little to stop it. We're not using brakes. I didn't use brakes to stop it. That was all RPM. Pulling the clutch in slightly. I come in a little more and I reduce just a little, and I start to roll back. Again, we're not using any brake here. It's all throttle. So if I start going too fast, I just release that clutch just a little bit to slow me down. It's all engine rolling back and forth. Now, again, commonly I see guys grab their front brake. So if you have a little momentum, clutch in and you grab your front, it didn't do anything, did it? I just slid 10 feet because of momentum and just grabbing the front brake. This is such a common thing that I see. Another thing that I promise I will see is when you stall it, you'll pull the clutch in and grab your front brake. And I don't know why, it's just this weird habit that everybody has. When it stalls, they pull their clutch all the way in and then wonder why they're rolling backwards. It's almost like, oh, I stalled it, maybe I can get it to fire again or something. So even if you do stall it, let your clutch out. As you're rolling back, if you stall it, just let go. It'll stop for the most part. And then you can grab brake. But if you have momentum and you grab your front, as you can see, it barely slows you down. That's because I'm on flat ground. If you're up there and you go sliding back, you're gonna be in trouble. Does that make sense? So we're low RPM, one note. You don't have to go all the way to the top. When you're comfortable going all the way to here. I'm just trying to keep it down in that power. I'm never going all the way out, and I'm never going all the way in with the clutch. I'm keeping it in that friction zone, and the better you get at that friction zone, the easier it's going to be for you to control your bike. If you listen to my bike here, same thing that you guys are doing. If you add just a little throttle to initiate and then go back to that exact same flip that you guys were working on, the front tire's in the air. And we're really just using that same control here. Is it a low RPM? What I want you to do is switch back and forth from rear brake and clutch. Okay? So we're gonna go up, hold your bike in one position, not using the brakes. Once again, I want you to roll forward and find the place where your bike will stay in one position, only using throttle and clutch. We're not grabbing brakes. I see a lot of guys go up and go to grab brake. I just want you to hold it there, using RPM clutch, holding the bike in one position. Then I want you to switch from rear brake and clutch. This teaches you how to find the friction zone quickly and be comfortable doing that. It's also super key if you happen to stall your bike on an incline or in a technical situation, you can use that switch from rear brake to clutch to refire your bike. So I'm gonna show you. Then I add rear brake, still slipping. Clutch is in. Okay, I'm holding that clutch in, the rear brake's holding me in position. Right, say we go back to the slip, find that note, release the rear brake. As you can see, the bike's not moving back and forth, right? It's held in one position. So I'm holding it here, and the goal is to switch back and forth, just like that, without moving. Yeah, the bike's not moving at all. Held in one position. I can find that friction zone pretty quickly. Quickly finding that friction zone, holding that bike in one position. If your bike's moving back and forth, you need to hone that in. I always suggest to overlap the two. You're in a slip, you add the rear brake, clutch comes in, holding that position, you go to a slip, then you release the rear brake, right? We're overlapping rear brake and clutch. I come forward, front brake, using that suspension compression. As I come back, I come out 1/4 of an inch. I'm not going all the way out, right? Because the bike will possibly wheelie over. We're just coming out 1/4 of an inch. And the goal here would be to get your front tire into the air and hold it as long as you can, right? So we're here, slipping, you come forward, just like that. Trying to let that, almost trying to put the front tire down gently. That makes sense to everybody? Parts to this drill. First, you're gonna ride as slow as you can, make sure that you can maximize outside peg weight. The next thing you're gonna do is try to come to a complete stop. This is called on-command balance, okay? So you're using the balance ability that you guys practice, the static balance, but now we're adding in a little bit of clutch. As you ride forward here, you're in that constant friction zone slip that we practice, rolling back and forth. We're never going all the way out, and we're never coming all the way in with the clutch. Okay, so this is a common thing that I see riders do. As soon as they start to move, they just let the clutch out all the way and leave it there. I want you guys to get comfortable keeping your clutch on in the friction zone the whole time. Okay, so try to avoid letting the clutch out all the way. Right foot, that's where all the weight should be. As you can see, my left foot is off the pedal. You go to the right, this is where your weight should be. You guys can see, what am I doing here? Exactly the step over drill that you guys just did. Right? I mean, this is the same thing as the step over drill. Each time you change, I want you to maximize the outside technique. Practicing this right here is going to get you really in tune with your body in relation to your body. That's the first thing I want you to practice, okay? The second piece of that is now less of taking the inside foot off and more of just coming to a complete stop and holding that position. Okay, so that is called on-command balance. Let me show you. So on-command balance, we're in a centered position. I want you to ride as slow as you can and try to come to a stop. Hold balance for as long as you can with your front tire to the left. Go forward. Turning to the right, hold your balance for as long as you can with your front tire to the right. You can see I'm actually using a little bit of front brake to assist me the whole time. Then I continue forward. See, as I'm here and he pushes me, where do I go with the bike? Right. He pushes me to the left, I turn to the left and slip clutch to correct that. This is exactly what you're doing all the time when you're riding a motorcycle. If it's a rock and it kicks you in one direction, you make that adjustment of those unbalanced forces. The rock kicks you to the right, you turn to the right, slip the clutch and add a little bit of throttle to maintain balance in that direction. You do these flatland drills and get this completely dialed in where you have complete balance and control over your bike, it will affect your riding so much. It's going to make you so much more confident and controlled to keep the feet on the brakes in a good standing position and be able to conquer the stuff that you're running into. Does that make sense to everybody? So once again, first you're going to practice outside peg weight. I want to see you guys uncouple your bike. I would like to see some lean, just like this. You can see I'm way outside. I mean, I'm kind of exaggerating here, but I wouldn't mind to see you guys exaggerate. Full direction, steady throttle, steady clutch, outside peg weight, from left to right. Then, once you feel like you guys are doing okay with that, I want you to come to a stop. Hold balance for as long as you can. Again, outside peg weight, move forward, come to a stop. Hold balance for as long as you can. Throttle, steady clutch, outside peg weight. Outside peg weight. You guys can see where's my body position. All head over foot when I go to the right or left. Head over foot. Over my left foot. Every time I make that transition with my hip, boom, to the outside. Boom, to where my hips are. Off center on that right. You can initiate the turn with inside, outside. See that transition? Turning. Throttle, steady clutch. Transition to the left. Transition. Inside, outside peg weight. Outside peg weight. Inside, outside peg weight. It's a quick little bit of inside peg weight as I make that turn. Hear the bike. Hear one note.
There you go, a little faster. You got it. Oh.
Perfect, right there. Hold that pace. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Go, 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 go. Come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 go. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Go, go, go. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Look at it. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Down. There we go. I'm just going to push you over like this. Okay. Now hang on your bars. Straighten your arms completely. There you go. Okay, now I want you to notice here how you're actually holding balance. I'm barely even touching your bike now. Interesting. This is the position that you should be in. That's how far you should be leaning. And then you actuate that control with not your body position, but with your clutch. So if it starts as I can be, you know, I always say you want to be able to come out of the corner and see a rock, a log, a jump, a cliff, whatever it is, you should be able to come out of the corner and have the confidence to hit that. So the more well-rounded you are, the higher ability you're gonna have to do that. First position is like ready position, and I'm a little off here because again, I got a kickstand set up. But first position is ready position. You can see here, my knees are about directly over or just behind. Got tight abs, tension in my hamstrings. My knees are just behind my toes, not forward. Just behind. Centered, just down. This is what I call ready position. I'm ready. I'm ready to move back, forth, whatever I need to do. I'm in that centered spot, ready to move. Go to acceleration position. So obviously we're going to be accelerating, and we're going to roll on the throttle. We're going to drop our heels, pull our knees back, and lead with our head. You can see my head is directly over the bars. This is a huge one. So many riders ride back here all the time. And they wonder why they get arm pump. Parallel, head is up. We drop our knee, or drop our heels, pull our knees back and roll on the throttle, head forward. From here we go to deceleration position. We go to rear brake, hips back. The goal here is to use the rear brake with no clutch. We want to find chatter, right? Everybody know what chatter is? You'll hear your bike go. It's much more efficient to stop a rolling rear tire than it is a sliding rear tire. If you're pulling your clutch in and slamming on your rear brake, you're going to slide. If you leave your clutch out and feather rear brake, it's going to almost be like traction control in your car. You slam on the brake in your car and you know the traction control takes over and it goes gag, 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 gag. You can make your motorcycle do the same thing between engine and a steady feather of rear brake. So we're going to go acceleration and deceleration position here in the flat. Starts to run into this inside rock, and I almost can't make this sharp of a turn. So you probably get the gear and work your way over. I run the bike deep, so I'm aiming with my rear tire. It makes my life so much easier. In fact, go all the way to getting my rear tire into the actual line is going to assist me so much. And the steeper the switchback, the more important that becomes. Steady clutch, low RPM, suspension, compression, rebound, and literally just a slight pull over with my right leg. And now I'm in the line. I've ran the bike deep. I'm not running into the inside. I'm not spinning. I'm not fighting. Running it here and with the roller is 10 times easier than trying to get sharper the switchback. The more you need to focus on aiming with your rear tires. Let it go. Done. Down right there. And look, now there's an obstacle. There's a rock in front of my front tire, and my rear tire is still off the trail. Situation 2, I would see that there's this rock in front of me. I've got a little bit of space here behind. So I would just find that little bit of space that I have, give a quick on, off, out, in, to get the bike to come up and over that little bit of a ledge and miss that rock in front of me. Now here, and again, I'm going to come back to this, but here we can do a unstuck technique. Get back, drive the weight forward, release the clutch. We're in a better position now.